In the shadows of Los Santos, one man built a hidden empire, Wei Cheng, patriarch of the Cheng family holdings and leader of the Los Santos Triads, calculating, ruthless, and always a step ahead. He expanded his influence from Little Seoul to the outskirts of Los Santos, but even the most meticulous plans can be undone by chaos, unpredictable rivals, and a single obsession that will eventually lead to his downfall. What's going on, everybody? You're not officially kicking it with RJ. I want you guys to kick up those feet, kick off some shoes, get something to eat, get something to drink. Today, I'm going to be discussing Wei Cheng and what led to his end. Before we really get into it, I want you guys to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. It really helps your algorithm. And anyways, let's get right into it. Now, before we really dive into the main events of the story, I'm going to take it back a little bit. Wei Cheng is a Chinese-born mobster from Yangshan and the powerful leader of the Los Santos Triads, a syndicate dealing in gun running and drug distribution. Through Cheng family holdings, the gang maintained a legal front. While Wei groomed his son Tao to take over, through his reckless nature, it made him a poor heir. His daughter Georgina instead handled the legitimate side of the empire. Now, it's very unknown on how Wei Cheng started in Los Santos, but since he's pretty established when we meet him in 2013, I believe he's likely been there for around 5 to 10 years or so. Anyways, Wei Cheng likely arrived in Los Santos under the guise of a legitimate businessman. With the backing of Cheng family holdings, settling in Little Seoul, he most likely invested in local businesses and gained the trust of the community, gradually edging out smaller gangs to establish a Triad stronghold, giving resources to grow quickly while remaining discreet. To further consolidate his power, Wei seemed to have formed an alliance with the Los Santos Korean gang, the Kangpei. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Possibly leveraging their network to secure territory and gain insider knowledge on the city's criminal underworld. Wei was careful and methodical, avoiding reckless ventures. He began with low-profile operations such as gambling, loan sharking, and small-scale smuggling, eventually expanding into the drug operation and arms trafficking once his foundation was secure. Through patience, strategy, and selective alliances, Wei Cheng transformed from an ambitious newcomer into an undisputed patriarch of the Los Santos Triads. And by 2013, after being decently established in Los Santos, Wei saw Blaine County as a perfect place to expand Triad influence. The region was remote, law enforcement presence was thin, and drug production could be scaled up without much oversight. Cheng looked to local partners to align with, and at first, Trevor Phillips Industries seemed like a possible fit. But this causes problems because Wei Cheng was a businessman. He was careful, calculating, and obsessed with keeping operations profitable and under control. Trevor, on the other hand, he was pure chaos. He was violent, volatile, and had a reputation for drawing way too much heat. And even during Tao's tour of Trevor's meth lab, a shootout broke out with the Aztecas, confirming exactly what Wei feared. Partnering with Trevor would attract unnecessary attention and risk exposing the Triad's wider network. For a man like Cheng, Trevor wasn't an asset, he was a liability. Instead, Wei chose a quieter, less chaotic O'Neill brothers as his partners. And Trevor doesn't take his rejection lightly. Furious at being cast aside, he bashes Tao's head against the pole, wanting to know who they went with, and when he learns it was the O'Neills, he goes and storms their farmhouse, and in a single hour, Trevor slaughters most of the brothers and burns their entire meth operation to the ground, thus unraveling Wei Cheng's carefully laid out plans for Blaine County. And with the O'Neills gone and Tao humiliated, Wei Cheng shifts his focus to direct retaliation. The Triads begin scouting Trevor more aggressively, keeping tabs on his trailer and meth operation. While Trevor was in Los Santos finding Michael and doing what he does, Ron frequently phones and emails him, reporting that suspicious Chinese men were surveying Trevor's trailer, watching the lab, and asking questions. Ron's paranoia wasn't in place. These weren't idle visits, they were Triad scouts sent by Cheng himself, looking for weaknesses and gathering intelligence in Trevor's every move. The tension escalates further when Trevor and Michael travel to North Yankton. Cheng's men followed them, launching an ambush in the cemetery thinking Michael is Trevor's boyfriend due to their time they spent together. Trevor barely escapes, but Michael was captured alive, giving Wei the leverage he needed. Held in the slaughterhouse, Michael's fate is left away. He personally calls Trevor, promising Michael's execution if Trevor doesn't come for him. Still bitter over Michael's past betrayal, Trevor refuses.
Mr. Phillips, this is Wei Cheng. You know my eldest son Tao.
Yeah, the ex-nut. Backed out of a contract we agreed on. How is he?
Still learning the ropes, thank you. My friends miss you in North Yankton. I was hoping we could talk.
Was that your people? Ah, of course. Sorry I had to cut out.
Your operation causes problem for me. I want to expand into Blaine County, but your business and your temperament prevent me from making inroads.
Ah, well, too bad. I don't know what you can do about that.
I've already done something. We have your lover.
Whoa. My lover?
Michael DeSanta. You live in your trailer together with the maid, and then you were alone in that big house. Well, you're clearly very close. You know, how much will you give up for his safety?
My lover! Yeah, right! It's a tough break. I never want to double-cross a friend and put him in danger, but you gotta do what you gotta do. My business ain't going anywhere.
I'm serious about this. He will die.
Tell him I love him dearly.
Once realizing that Trevor isn't coming, Wei orders Michael into the meat grinder, but Franklin Clinton storms the slaughterhouse just in time and kills dozens of Triad enforcers and rescues him. After this, Trevor can call Wei Cheng twice. In the first call, Cheng informs him that Michael was rescued and complains about the loss of his men, warning Trevor that he will be held responsible.
Mr. Cheng!
Mr. Phillips, I hear your lover left us.
Yeah! What's with that? I thought you were gonna get rid of him for me.
More of my men died, Mr. Phillips. I have put them on your account. You will soon have to pay.
No, well, I'm good for it, pal. You know where to find me.
In the second call, Cheng knows of Blaine County's business potential and warns Trevor that when the Triads show up, Trevor will notice.
Mr. Cheng Cheng, how's it go?
Swimmingly, Mr. Phillips. And you?
Oh, I can't complain. Business is booming, you know.
Blaine County, yes. Rich pickings, indeed.
We could use some healthy competition. Whenever you wanna come on down.
When we come, you will know about it. Do not worry.
Now Cheng's fate is different depending on the ending. In option A, Cheng isn't heard of, but it's possible that without Trevor interfering in their operation, they possibly successfully expand into Blaine County due to TPI being defunct without Trevor, and just about every major operation other than maybe the Aztecas being crippled by the end. And in option C, the canon ending, due to the trio wanting to tie up loose ends and Trevor and Michael not wanting to be bothered by the Triads no more, Lester then tracks Tao's credit card to the Pacific Bluffs Country Club. Franklin then moves in during a Triad escort and plants a sticky bomb on Wei Cheng's car and sets it off. The explosion kills Wei instantly, ending the reign of one of Los Santos' most powerful hidden kingpins. And while Wei Cheng was smart, he also has fair share of weaknesses. First, his hot-headed obsession with Trevor. Wei Cheng's vengeful focus on Trevor consumed way too much of his attention, and it led directly to his downfall. Then there was face and pride. Now while you run a gang, you have to keep some face and some pride. But while Tao's beating and the loss of the O'Neills hurt the Triad's reputation, a more cautious approach might have been to just step back instead of pursue Trevor so aggressively. I mean, rather than actively asking around and kidnapping Michael, which put them right on Trevor's radar, because before they did this, Trevor was offering to sell them a super weapon, showing that Trevor was never really truly against them until the North Yankton incident, and likely thought the O'Neills incident was just a small bump in the road. And then there was a risky expansion. Moving into Blaine County seemed ideal on paper, but Blaine County brought unpredictability with violent locals like the Aztecas, Trevor, the O'Neills, and the Lost MC. Then there was unreliable partners. Relying on TPI and the O'Neills solely left Wei's operations exposed. The O'Neills were a safer bet, but still not fully trustworthy due to them actively inviting Trevor to their ranch, knowing who Trevor is. While Wei Cheng died in the blast, Tao Cheng somehow survives this, though he was likely left in critical condition, perhaps even a coma. This explains his reappearance 6 years later in 2019, where he's alive but noticeably shaken, especially when going back to the Pacific Bluffs Country Club. With Wei dead and Tao in no condition to lead, power shifted to Wei's brother, Tao's uncle. Unlike Wei, he was steady, patient, and far more capable of running a criminal empire. Under his leadership, the Triads pulled back from risky expansion and consolidated power in Little Seoul. Recognizing that Wei's downfall came from chasing unstable drug wars, the uncle steered the syndicate in a new direction, legitimacy and quiet prosperity. Their biggest project became the Diamond Casino, which the Triads quietly renovated and rebuilt behind the scenes. For years, the casino was reshaped into a money-making enterprise and a respectable front for their operations. Wei Cheng may be gone, but his legacy lives on, a cautionary tale of ambition, obsession, and the delicate balance between power and patience, from the shadows of Los Santos to the drug-fueled desert of Blaine County, and ultimately to the halls of the Diamond Casino. The Triads endure, reshaped by a slow rise and quick fall. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this video. Wei Cheng has always been an interesting character to me, and I've always just kind of wanted to dive in on what his character was, what brought him down, what brought him up, kind of theorizing kind of his history and just his life itself as a character. I really do enjoy going back and just, reading about these characters and just putting all the information together. That's my favorite part about these videos. So anyways, guys, before I leave, I want you guys to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. It really helps your algorithm. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care now.